Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, leaks, and rumors, in particular in the world of Apple. I'm one of your hosts, Benjy from BenObi Tech, and I'm joined as always by Taylor from Mr. Smartwatch. And today we've got quite an interesting episode. We haven't posted an episode in like a couple weeks. We recorded one a few weeks ago, which never went out. But we're back now, hopefully for a while. And actually,
Definitely.
we've almost been doing this podcast for a year. I think next month we're hitting a year on this podcast.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's a crazy thing. That's a crazy thought.
But anyway, do you remember the date? Exact date? I'm sure we can go back and see it, but
yeah. Well, we'll figure it out after the podcast or whatever. Maybe during the podcast one of us gets bored and goes. But anyway, how are you doing, Taylor? How's life treating you?
Good and bad. Yeah, I have a lot of complaining to do on the podcast, as I said before. So it's going to be an interesting episode.
Yeah, for sure. Things over here are pretty good. I had COVID last week again. Survived. That was
what is this? Your third time? Second time?
Second time, yeah. Honestly, the second time wasn't as bad. Like the first time wasn't even bad either. It was more just like a fever for like a day and then a bit of a cough. This time at least I didn't lose my sense of taste as much. I still lost a little bit, but last time it was so weird. Anyway, I'm fine now.
I think I told you a family member of mine had it in my household, and bruh, thank God I dodged that ball, because man, that would have been bad. That was crazy. On a good side, I got AirPods 3, or as somebody
AirTag on it.
Or as somebody called it. So I go to the day program. As many or some of you guys know, I do have a disability, and I do go to a day program for adults with disabilities and stuff like that. And I had these on the table, and Android person came up to me and was like, I didn't know Apple made a camera. Because as you can see, this the case, it looks like a camera. So
for the audio listeners, he's got an AirTag on the AirPods case. For those who are listening, so yeah, it looks like a camera.
I was just like, bruh. I'm like, as much as I wish it was, it's not.
Future AirPods.
But I will say, if Apple were to make a camera, they could shoot like the GoPro and make something like this. Just saying. That's an idea for you, Apple.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Or just make a more rugged version of the iPhone, and there you go.
Facts. But so I did want to discuss my my adventure. I don't even know what to call it at this point. With the AirPods 3. Oh, whoops. I just connected them to my phone. Whoopsie. Yeah, so the reason I got these was because I lost my PowerBeats Pro. That's another long story. But I love the AirPods 3. I love how you can switch from all the different modes and everything, how they sound. They're amazing. They're really amazing. The only thing is, and I'm not sure if this is a software thing or a hardware thing, because I have reconnected it. To connect it to other devices, I have to manually reset them and connect it to said device. And then when I want to go back, so let's say I have it, my main device is the iPhone. If I want to connect it to my MacBook, I have to reset them, connect them to the MacBook, reset it again to put it back to the iPhone. So, long story short, auto switching is not working, and it's really ticking me off. I've tried everything. I've gone through, different steps that videos have taken me, and nothing. So at this point, I do think it's a software bug, and I'm just waiting for a software to come out. At this point, we thought we were going to get 15.5.1, nothing. And I don't know. So I'm just waiting. It feels like I'm going to wait another year for a software update to fix this, but I don't know.
It might even just be a hardware issue. Like, have you tried to contact Apple support about it?
No, I have not.
Yeah, they probably know what's wrong with them, or they'll like find a way of getting your replacement. Because yeah, that's very inconvenient.
Yeah,
That's one
very
of the main
inconvenient.
features of AirPods is auto switching. Mine work completely fine. But you see, Taylor, you should have just gotten AirPods Pro, as I said. Like you could have gotten them on Amazon for almost the same
Come
price.
on, man. I don't have those $100. What do you want me to do?
On Amazon, they're a lot closer to the price of AirPods 3. So
True. I didn't think about that.
yeah. Plus, you got noise cancellation. You have transparency
Yeah,
mode, better
true.
sounding, I think, as well.
Yeah.
I love my
I don't know.
AirPods.
I think I was just because they're new and a lot of people were talking about it. I think I wanted to try them out, so that's
Yeah,
why
that's
I
fair
got
enough.
them. Plus, like honestly, so I had the PowerBeats Pro, and don't get me wrong, I love them, but sometimes it would annoy me um, to have the in-ear tips. Some occasions it's good because it does block out a lot of um, the background, but in some occasions, like I wanted the background while wearing the buds, and I just didn't have that option. Plus, I'm a little deaf, so that doesn't help either. So these do work well. The sound works great, and I love them. Yes, they could be a little bit bigger because I wouldn't lose them, but that's why I have the AirTag now. I mean, yeah, I know that you can track them with the Find My without the
It's not
AirTag,
as good.
but yeah.
It's
So
that's one of the biggest issues I have with the AirPods right now is the fact that like if you lose them individually, then Find My kind of works. You don't have like the precision finding like you do on AirTags and stuff. But if
mm-hmm,
you lose the
mm-hmm.
case, you're screwed because you can't
Yeah,
charge them or anything.
yeah, right.
So I mean, with the
So that's
rumors
why I put
of
the AirTag in it.
yeah, that
Um,
I've thought about it a few times as well, putting an AirTag on mine. But I mean, at this point, I might as well wait for AirPods Pro 2, which
yeah.
will have the Find My capabilities built into the case and everything. So hopefully they're gonna act like an AirTag without the AirTag, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So
Right. Speaking about AirTags, I didn't put this on the note, but Benji, I did tell you that I bought an AirTag, and I'm waiting for the dog collar so I could put an AirTag on my dog's collar. Only because, like, when we're outside, now we have a little fence so she won't go out to the street. But before she would go out to the street, to which point some of my neighbors will find her down the street and bring her back home. And she's the kind of dog where she'll go with anybody. So I'm like, you know what? This dog needs an AirTag. I'm sorry. I told my mom the next time we're going to Walmart, I'm getting an AirTag, I'm getting a collar, and I'm putting it on her. Because
yeah,
God forbid, you know, yeah, they have chips and you can go to the vet and locate her and stuff, but like, yeah, no, that's too much
you
work
have to
for
go
me.
through the whole process. You might as well
No,
just get
that's
an
too much.
AirTag.
That's too
Too much
much work
work.
for me. So, um, again, I like how my mom bought, and I didn't even know. My mom bought it in the morning, and she said later that morning it arrived at home. I'm like, what? I was like, damn.
Amazon's honestly amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
sometimes in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh, I need this for something tomorrow, so I just like order it and then it arrives
uh
like
huh.
in the morning, or
Now, do
even
you have,
like I order it in the morning and it arrives by the evening. It's
right.
fantastic.
Now, do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one
My
of the nice
mom
perks.
my mom did the 30-day trial, so she was just like, anything you need, get it in these 30 days. But I'm like, Mom, you're calling. You're calling bankruptcy for crying out loud.
I mean, it's almost Prime Day, so you know.
Yeah, true, true. What is that? That's coming up now in July,
I
right?
think, yeah, I think in a couple weeks.
Ooh,
That is not going to be
mom,
fun
we
for
need
my
that
bank
30-day
account, but it might be fun for me. Yeah.
Damn. Because
Anyway,
I'm actually looking. Um, once my dad fixes what I need fixing over there, I can get back to my regular spot. But I am looking into getting something to decorate a little bit that wall. So I was hoping to get it now, but I got the 13 Pro in placement of it. So hopefully for Christmas, I'll have something over there to unbox and put it up on the wall. So, Benji, I
that'll be
think you
sick.
know where I'm headed, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it for our viewers and listeners because I want to surprise you guys.
Do not spoil. But anyway, do you have any other things you want to share before I share some updates on like my beta testing experiences?
No, man. I will say that I can't wait until it comes out for the public because I do plan on destroying my phone and getting it. I'm just not paying the 99 or whatever dollars for the developer version.
I'm not paying that either. I just found it somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
There's
You
ways
told
of
me.
downloading it. And then I found out there's like some NDA apparently, and like people aren't supposed to share what's on the software. It's like I never signed an NDA, so
Ooh,
anyway.
ooh.
But so
Benji's
far
risking his life.
Tim Cook comes knocking on my door tomorrow and like, oi, oi, give me your iPhone.
Can you imagine?
throws it in
No.
throws it in the sewers. Anyway, so I've been running all the betas on my devices since
Mm-hmm.
the first beta. We're on beta 2 now on all of them.
Ooh.
Apple Watch has been surprisingly stable. I've not had any issues really with it. Battery life is super good as well. In fact, I think that it's kind of fixed the battery life now. Like I get to the end of the day with around like 50-ish% and then I go to sleep with my watch on. And like I last time I charged my watch was yesterday
Dude.
morning and it's on 33% and it's like 3
Wow.
p.m. here.
Now
So it'll
you
probably
have what
last me the
version
rest of
again?
the day. Of
What
Apple
version? Yeah.
Series 7.
Series 7, okay.
Yeah. And I've got the always on display and everything on, so I don't but so far the
What?
battery life's pretty good. Beta 1 was a bit of
See?
a roller coaster ride because sometimes it
Mm.
was really good, sometimes it was really bad. But with beta 2, it's been battery life has been pretty decent.
Oh,
So with
wow.
all the other features, I don't think I've had any other issues. There was one bug that appeared sometimes. It was kind of like it showed like a little bit of a I don't know exactly know how to describe it. There was like a weird bug on the watch face. It's gone now.
Yeah.
But then with iPad OS, I've not really experienced any issues on that. I'm just kind of underwhelmed with the features that the iPad OS has on my iPad. For those who don't know, I've got the 2018 iPad Pro.
Right.
So there's not that many features. Like there's the custom lock screen isn't a thing, and yeah, it's kind of meh. Like honestly, I would have rather just stayed on the older software, but we'll see.
Yeah.
iPhone iOS has been I want to say good, but sometimes it's been pretty bad. Like the new lock screens, they are
Mm-hmm.
sick. Like being able to put a picture of people on like my lock screen and stuff is super sick.
Wait,
With like
do
for
that
those
again for the visual.
who can't see it, like the time is kind of hidden behind us
Ah,
here.
dude, that looks nice. That looks
So yeah,
nice.
it looks super nice, and even like the attention to detail, like there's
Oh,
like even
yeah.
the hairs are I don't know if you guys can see it if you're watching this, but there's like our hair is like in front of the time as well.
Wow.
It's so good and detailed. Um, and then so yeah, that is one of my favorite features so far, and it's been working really well. I did have some bugs with it sometimes, but beta 2's been pretty stable. The music app has been crashing a lot for me, which is not good. Like sometimes I'm just listening to
Ooh.
music and like there's no more music, and I'm like, what happened? It turns out the music app has crashed. I don't know for those who listen to Spotify, you probably don't have that issue. Lucky you.
No.
Um,
Well, I don't have the
but I
beta,
mean,
so.
yeah. But I mean, other than like app crashes here and there. I've not really had any issues really with the beta. Battery life has been pretty decent as well. Not
Oh,
too bad.
awesome.
So for those who are thinking of installing the developer beta, yes, it's a risk,
Yeah.
but I would recommend that I would recommend it on iOS more than anything, unless you've got like one of the newer iPad Pros with the M1. Then it makes sense to get iPad OS, the new version. I haven't
Hmm.
even touched Mac OS because I know that if I install that, that could lead to so many
Right.
issues. And I've just been assigned another client to work with for my job, and I do not need my computer
Yeah.
to die. That would be
Yeah.
really bad. Um, but yeah, WatchOS is kind of meh. Like honestly, I like the new how the new notifications look like and stuff. It's been pretty good. But other than
I,
that, like there's not really been anything new with WatchOS that is too big.
I,
Like a couple watch faces have been tweaked, but that's it.
as much as I would love to wait until the public version, I really can't wait until the public betas. I mean, the way I've seen it, especially WatchOS, um, I can't wait to test it out. Really.
Oh, actually, one thing I want to say about WatchOS is the
Sure.
sleep tracking has definitely gotten better. I think
Yes, I've
I
heard about
mentioned it.
that.
We recorded a podcast like a week or two ago where I kind of talked about my experience with the betas. But honestly, the sleep tracking is a lot better. It's still not perfect.
Hmm.
Like I wish it would activate by itself and like it detected when you were asleep, and then it
Hmm.
wouldn't stop tracking when your alarm goes off or like when your alarm normally goes off, which kind of
Right.
sucks. But I like how it's a little bit more detailed now with the tracking. Like it shows me. Um, let me quickly pull it up here. It shows me how much time I slept, like how many times I woke up while I was asleep, and things like that. I think it's really cool. It, of course, still shows all the other things. But something I do want to complain about is on this screen. For those who are listening, you probably will have no idea what's going on. But like as you can see, it shows you like your sleep tracking and everything, but you can't zoom in to kind of like see more
Okay. Yeah.
like
Yep.
detailed. You have to kind of like tap and hold on them, and it'll show you like what time it was and stuff like that. It's
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I don't really like it that way. Um, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, I must say.
Right.
Um, but still not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it doesn't even track like when you take a nap during the day, which I rarely do. Normally like on Sundays I take a nap sometimes, but it literally even if you turned on bedtime mode, bedtime focus, it still doesn't track the sleep, which is kind of sucks.
Wow. Yeah. Safe to say that they have a lot of work to do, but I mean, like you said, they're stepping in the right direction. I definitely think that what I've always said about iOS and especially Android, I definitely think that all phones are going to somewhat work the same, but have their difference in the look of the actual OS. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I've always said this. I've always said this. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. I think like we're starting to reach a
I
peak
mean,
in smartphones.
dude,
Like everyone's trying the bezel-less thing. Now they're trying to hide the front camera and still have functionality and stuff. The
yeah.
back of the phone is really kind of like the only place where companies can
I
make it
mean,
look unique with the camera modules and stuff. But
right. And I mean, I definitely think that Android is always going to be um, in front of Apple, and in the sense of coming out with the new features and whatnot. But I mean, Apple at this point, in my perspective, isn't too far behind. Yes, they do things slowly, and some of the features that Android has had for years come out years after, but still,
mm,
they're just trying to perfect it for iOS users. Because I mean, there's a lot of things already that we complain about, and that's why we have so many updates. with like point one, point two, point three, whatever. And I don't know. Like it's just, I think that I think the competition is just getting to the point where it's not even a competition anymore. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Everyone's trying to
So
copy each other. They're trying. Yeah, I
right,
think the
right.
like really the only way you can innovate nowadays is through software.
No. Mm-hmm.
Because even
Mm-hmm.
even like a lot of people, they're buying a phone now and they're keeping it for years. Now even on Android, because like on Android now you can start to actually like there's some Android manufacturers that are like we're going to support this device for 5 to 6
Yeah.
years, which is like iPhones. And so people will be buying a phone now and they're going to be keeping it around for like 3 4 years instead of the what it used to be like people used to upgrade
Right.
every year and then it was every other year and now it's kind of more every 3 years or four
Yep.
years. So a lot of people have been doing this, unless of course you're like a tech creator or you're like a tech geek and you need to have the latest and greatest of everything. Um, people like us, um, but yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see how exactly like the smartphone market, if it's gonna die down over the next few years, especially now with AR coming out and stuff. I think it's really
Oh
gonna
yeah.
change quite a bit.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But anyway, shall we get into news?
Sure. Absolutely.
Cool. So just to give everybody like a quick rundown of what we're going to be covering, we know that we're 20 minutes into this episode already, but we're going to be covering a little bit about iPhone 14 Pro again. Yay. Everybody loves iPhone 14 news, right? USB-C on iPhones is definitely coming. There's some other countries that are trying to force that. MacBook Air, the new MacBook Air with M2, there's been some rumors about when that's actually going to drop in terms of like when you're actually going to be able to order it. There's been some issues with the base 13-inch MacBook Pro with M2. Um, there's also been some news about the iPad Mini 7.
I
Um,
believe you skipped one, but
yeah, I know. I'm not going through all of them.
okay.
And then we're also covering something that an Apple executive has said about Android copying iPhone. Apple's also increased prices in Japan. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about TikTok and the Nothing Phone 01. So, yeah, we've got a lot to cover. We've got much more than what I've already just said. So, yeah, I guess without any further ado, we'll get into the first news story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Mark Gurman has said that the iPhone 14 Pro is going to be featuring an always on display, showing iOS 16's new lock screen widgets. So I'm pretty hyped about this because I mean I might be getting an iPhone 14 Pro. We'll see when we get to that point. So having
All
an always
right.
on display is going to be cool. Kind of sucks how it's going to be exclusive to the 14 Pro lineup. Um, but what
I
are
mean,
your
I
thoughts,
don't.
Taylor?
Uh, I mean, I don't care. I already said I'm going pro all the way. Um, I'm never going back to original version. Only because I feel like the pro models always have the best cameras.
They always have
So
the best features.
yeah, exactly. They always have the best features. And at this point, I'm just so stuck on the pros that I wouldn't be able to. Now, the one major concern, and I'm sure you share the same concern, is battery life. As much as I would love to see an always on display on the iPhone, how are they gonna, fix it so the battery gets better um, on those phones with the always on display?
Yeah, I mean honestly,
Because
like
we already struggle with battery as it is.
yeah, I think more less so on the Pro models this
Yeah,
last year with the battery life
yeah,
being a lot
oh
better.
yeah. You
But
can,
I think what Apple is going to do, the reason why it's going to be an iPhone 14 Pro exclusive is because the the display on those models will be able to drop down to 1 hertz of
mhm,
refresh rate, which means it doesn't need to use as much power to push like the pixels and everything and the quality. So
right.
that already is going to be a bit better. And like I've even experienced on Android with the Galaxy S10 Plus. I also used the Google Pixel 3 XL. both
Yep.
phones had had always on displays, and honestly, it doesn't impact the battery by that much. I think it like I was reading somewhere sometime. I think it was when the S10 Plus and the S10 were out, um, where it only consumed like I think I could be wrong, but 7% of the battery was always on display during the day, which is still, if you think about it, is quite a bit, but still isn't as bad as it could be. Honestly, I would love to have an always on display just because, like, especially in the car, I can glance down at my phone and see the time if the clocks aren't working in my car or whatever. But of course, I've also always got the Apple Watch with the always on display, which even
Yep.
on the Apple Watch, the always on display doesn't use up that much battery. So I think as long as it can do what the Apple Watch can do basically, and like it will shift down to 1 hertz when the
Hmm.
always on display is on, as opposed to some other Android phones which drop down to like 10, then I think the battery life isn't really going to be that big of an issue,
Right.
um, as people may think. And I think it'll definitely be a welcome change, a welcome feature, especially now with the widgets, where you're also going to be able to see what
Dude.
the widgets show.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And how long are we from this?
September, like 2 months.
So damn.
That's
Damn.
insane.
That
Wow,
is insane, bro. That
two
is
months until
insane.
iPhone 14. Where has the
Wow.
time gone?
Where is the time going? I mean, we're already in July. I feel like everybody's saying this, but June just went like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Where did June go? I'm just saying. I mean, we had WWDC and everything, and everything after that has been just such a flyby. Such a
Honestly,
flyby.
June was a good month though, I think. Like
No, it
not
was.
only
It really
not only in
was.
like the world of tech and stuff, but like even in life for
Yeah.
me at least, it was a pretty good month. Um but anyway, June is over. So that's sad.
uh,
September's right
can,
around the corner, which is insane.
I'm gonna make a meme. I'm gonna make a meme. And I'm gonna post it on my Facebook. um, I don't know if you've ever
Speaking
seen.
of,
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever seen the meme. It's a zebra. Um, it's a giraffe on top of a zebra, and people have put like, "Oh, where's this month? Where's this month?" So I'm gonna make that. I'll post it on Twitter. It's
that's
funny.
funny. Yeah.
Where's iPhone 14? I can't see it.
And next month it's like, oh, it's here.
Yeah,
But anyway,
exactly.
moving on to our next news story. So a lot of companies, not companies, sorry, a lot of countries are trying to force companies to switch to USB-C now. So like we had the EU was giving it a go. A couple weeks ago, the US kind of jumped on the bandwagon,
Yep.
and now Brazil has decided that they're
Dude.
going to consider forcing people to
Oh,
switch to USB-C. I'm like, why on earth are all these old people all of a sudden caring about USB-C? It's like they probably don't even know what USB-C is, and they're just like, "Oh,
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
the EU is
exactly.
doing this weird thing. Let's do it as well. It must be a good thing."
But I think a lot of people's perspective is the same as mine. We just want to see all products have one cable, and I think that's the complaint that I've heard the most, especially with Apple, is that now, since the iPad now has USB C, what other? There's
Max.
just the Max. Um, so many products have transferred to USB C that now it just makes sense. You know what I mean? If Apple has that, that way, in my, let's take my perspective, going on trips and stuff like that. I think that a lot of people just want it to be one thing because of, going on trips. They can just put one thing in the bag and go. And so that's my thing. Um, but I don't understand like why they're trying to move so fast on it. Like at this point, because we were hearing it for iPhone 15, was it?
I think it was like 13. Well, yeah, people were saying the iPhone 13 was going to switch to USB-C, and then it went
Yeah.
to like the iPhone
And then it went to the iPhone
14,
14, and
and
now
it's
it's
like
going to be the
now,
iPhone 15.
yeah.
I mean,
And
at
I think
this
now,
point,
it will have to be iPhone 15 just because
yeah,
like
yeah,
the EU and a lot of other countries are starting now to be like, oh yeah,
right,
let's force Apple to use this port. It's like, no, don't do that.
yeah,
But
no,
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's probably going to be good. Just having that one port to charge, you don't have to carry around
right,
50 different cables. You just need that and your MagSafe charger for your Apple Watch, and you can charge all your devices, no problem. I
right.
think what I'm more excited for though is not I don't care about the iPhone having USB-C at all because I rarely use the port on my iPhone. I use MagSafe for
Mm-hmm,
pretty much everything.
mm-hmm.
I have a
Me
MagSafe
too.
charger here. I have a MagSafe charger there. I have a MagSafe charger in my car everywhere. But I'm more excited for like other accessories that will be coming out, like battery packs and things like that from China that'll
Yes,
be sold
yes.
in these countries that require USB-C. I think it's going to be really cool to see a lot of these companies switching to USB-C
Oh
finally,
yeah, oh yeah.
because I think a lot of like those things that you buy from like China and stuff, they still use micro USB, which is disgusting. And
Right,
even
right,
sometimes smart accessories like smart cameras and stuff still use micro USB, and it's like, why? You've got five
right.
watts, I think, maximum power that can go through one of those ports. So I think it'll be nice to see everyone switch to USB-C. It'll be better for the environment, of course, but it'll also make
Mm-hmm.
things a lot easier for us consumers. Um, do I like the fact that the government's having a say in these things? No, I don't think I think
No,
governments recently
no.
have been doing a lot of things that I don't think they should have the power to do
Mm-hmm.
without like having people vote for it. Like a lot of the stuff that's happening in America right now, I think they're kind of taking it a bit too far. But yeah, I think it'll be good to see USB-C on iPhones, whether it comes from the government or whether it comes from companies themselves. It'll be cool to finally not have to worry about looking
Oh
for a
yeah.
micro USB cable to charge
Kidding,
things.
bruh, bruh. Micro USB needs to just get the heck out. I'm just saying.
I hate micro USB. The
Oh
worst
my
port
god.
invented.
When I see somebody that has something micro USB, I just look at them like, what generation are you from? What world do you live in?
Yeah, I
You
think
know?
now like the only device that I use on a daily basis that has micro USB, I actually can't think of one. Like everything charges via USB-C. Like my drone charges
My
via USB-C. My phone, well, not my
I can
phone.
think
My
of one.
iPad charges USB-C.
I can
Just
think of
one.
one.
That charges
Uh
USB-C or that doesn't.
yeah. Yeah, that does. That
Oh right.
charges micro USB. Micro
Oh okay.
USB.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Like I could barely think of anything. Like my headphones charge USB-C. It's just Lightning and USB-C, and like the Lightning ones, I don't even charge via Lightning. Oh right.
I'm
Micro
gonna try to
USB.
do this without.
Yeah. Ew. My
Yeah,
my Xbox controller charges via USB-C.
but PS5 doesn't. I just don't have the money. See, for me, and my friends complain about this. They're just like, "Oh, I don't know why you haven't bought PS5. I don't know why you haven't bought this game, that game." For me, games are not really important. I'm not really on PlayStation unless it's with my friends at night for a little while. So I don't care, you know. At this point, I would just rather sit in a party chat and just talk to them and not even play anything. You know, I'd rather invest in more technology, especially maybe getting a camera at some point to do these podcasts, to do videos and stuff like that. I'd rather invest in that because I'm more of a tech nerd than I am anything. Um, so like that just to me, they're always complaining, oh, get this. No, I'm all set. You know, They're like, oh, you have money for new phones and this and that. But I'm like, it's what I like. I'm sorry. you know?
Yeah, exactly. Who needs a PS5?
Dude.
PS5s are expensive too. Like
Oh my god. And you know what? Like in the beginning they were hard to come by. And they still are. Like they still are. It's crazy.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, good thing
Uh
we settled for a Xbox Series S because that one's just
it's so,
cheaper
they're so
and
crazy
like
to come
doesn't
by.
need the
They're so crazy to come by that when they are in stock, PlayStation actually sends you an email and saying, "Oh hey, congratulations, you got a chance to get a PS5. Go ahead, make the purchase." What?
yeah. Probably if you don't do it within 10 minutes, it's like game
Yeah,
over. No more.
exactly. Game over.
No pun
Seriously though.
intended. Anyway, moving on. Do you want to take the next news story? Number
Sh-
3.
sure.
I mean,
So
right up your
right
street.
right up my alley. Uh, Apple Watch Series 8 rumored to feature new low power mode. Um, Not that it doesn't already have a low power mode, but I guess it's going to get better. What are your thoughts, Benji, and
Uh,
how it's going to work?
I think a low power mode is needed on on the Apple Watch because right now we have one, but it literally the
Yes.
only function it gives you is just the time, and it's like it
Yes.
sucks. Like you have
Yeah.
to press the button and everything. I think it would be cool if there were like kind of like a low power mode on the iPhone where it restricts certain notifications, it turns off the always
Yes.
on display, stuff like that, which conserves
Mm-hmm.
the battery. I think that would be good. Um, but I don't exactly know why they're just making this a like Apple Watch Series 8 exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what's the?
That's.
I think it's the older Apple Watches that would need it more than the Series 8.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Um. Honestly, there could be better features on the Apple Watch than this. I'm sorry, but that's just me.
I think though a low power mode would be pretty good though
Yeah, yeah.
because I mean
It'll be
everybody
useful
wants
for
more battery
sure.
life.
No, it will be useful for sure, but I don't know. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, let us know on Twitter or in the comments. Um,
Um,
I guess moving on next story, unless you have another thing you want to share about the
nope, I'm all set.
sweet. So Apple plans to launch the MacBook Air with M2 chip on July 15th. So this has been rumored for like a couple of days now. A lot of sources are starting to pick up on this because Apple released the MacBook Air, but
Mm-hmm.
they didn't exactly say when it will be available. They were like, I think next month or something.
Yeah,
You'll finally be able to order the M2 MacBook Air very soon, which is exciting. I am honestly hyped about this computer, even though I'm not buying one. I'm hyped for it just because I know how many people are gonna like it. That
yeah,
midnight color is
yeah.
so good. I think
Oh yeah,
best MacBook color ever. I really wish they would have had that on the Pro, but oh well. I went with silver anyway, so um, I'm excited. Are you excited?
yeah, for sure.
You probably won't be getting it, but
No, I probably won't be getting it, but just to see the M2 finally be out, and have that option to have better speeds, better performance, and stuff like that is awesome. But at this point, I don't know if I'm gonna get it, especially um, you know, especially because once I get something, there's always something else that comes out after. I mean, take the 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro that I got. I got it like 2 months before the new ones came out, and I'm just like, why? Why did I do that? Then again, that would have left me without content, without live streams or anything for 2 months, and I didn't want that for my channel. So
yeah, I mean, if you need it, get it when you can.
exactly, exactly.
Um, so yeah, so pre-orders are going to start on Friday the 8th of July, which I think is next week.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
it's planned to launch on
Ag-
the 15th.
Again, like I said, June. just flew by, and now we're in July. Um, I mean, pretty soon it's going to be Christmas, and um, the the end of the year. It's like, God damn, where's this year going?
2022 is
Oh,
going bye-bye.
dude,
It's
dude.
insane.
I
Um,
mean, I love when years fly by, but like at the same time, slow the heck down. You
yeah,
know, I think it's just because we're just so busy with stuff. You know, every day it's something, especially
might be,
nowadays.
yeah, I mean, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Exactly. Like this podcast. I mean, I feel like we've been here for 5 minutes. We've been here for 40 at this point. So,
That's true. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, moving on to our next news topic. So the base 13-inch MacBook Pro with M2 chip has significantly lower SSD speeds as its
yep.
predecessor. This is not good, but also it is good, I think, because it's kind of weird though, because like the last MacBook Pro was this fast and the new one is slower. It's like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to get people to not buy this computer? I think that's what Apple might be trying to do because, like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
who on earth is gonna be buying the 13-inch M2 MacBook Pro? It's literally got the same design that has existed since 2016. It has the
Hmm.
touch bar, which probably a couple years down the line, or like even now, apps are gonna stop supporting because like
Right.
most people don't have a touch bar anymore that are buying new computers. So like what
I'm not gonna be able to
this
accustom to that. I'm
this
just saying.
computer's like the weird it's like the weird middle child that nobody wanted. It's like
Right. Right. Exactly.
literally nobody wanted this computer and Apple was like, here it is anyway.
I don't know. I
Thanks.
mean,
Thanks for this
I,
pointless option.
yeah. I think that I don't want to like change subject here, but like especially losing this touch bar, I would I couldn't I couldn't. At this
I'm
point,
surviving.
I'll just live with this thing until it dies. I don't care about software updates. I don't care about anything. I'll live with it till it dies, just because of the touch bar.
I mean, the touch bar was really a feature that I loved, and
Yeah.
it's one of the things I missed the most. I think from the new MacBook Pro. Like it's a
You
great
know what?
computer, but the touch bar would be nice to have.
Here's an idea for Apple. Just make a Bluetooth touch bar thing for us to buy
Yeah,
and use.
just give us a magic keyboard with a touch bar in it, and we're happy. Charge us 300
Yes,
bucks,
yes,
people will buy it.
yes,
But
dude.
this is not good though. The fact that they released a new computer and the SSD speeds are slower.
Yeah,
Not
that's just
not
crazy
nice, Apple.
though. That is crazy.
Like apparently, I
Um,
think it's like 50% slower reading and
yeah,
30% slower at
yeah.
writing. Like that's not a small like it's
That's huge.
huge. Yeah,
That's
it's terrible.
crazy. That is
Oh, and also, did
nuts.
you see? Um, I was watching a video the other day. I think it was from Luke Miani. He was trying to like move
No.
the internals of the M1. He was trying to move the internals of the M1 MacBook Pro to the M2, and then the M2 to the M1, and like it didn't work. Like literally,
Oh damn.
the M you can't upgrade an M1 MacBook Pro, even though they're literally the same computer. Like people have torn it apart, and there's literally
Yeah.
just like one small difference, and I think it's just with the SSD, where it's like
Wow.
combined. Like instead of having two
Mm-hmm.
128 gigabyte SSDs, they have one 256 gigabyte SSD and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to see how they're literally the same computer. It's just the CPU that's different. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
No,
it's crazy.
I don't follow him, so
Yeah, I
I
don't
did
either.
not see that.
I just saw the video and I was like, "Oh, let me go see."
I haven't
But
seen his
anyway,
videos in a while.
yeah, I've only watched like two
I
of
think
his
the
videos in
last
the past 6
one
months.
the last one I saw he was doing some sort of collaboration with Sam Cole. That was it.
Yeah, I saw
That
that
was the
one as
last one I
well.
saw. But
But anyway,
um
do you wanna take the next news topic?
sure. So, iPhone users can now swap to any Android 12 phone. I almost said iPhone. Whoops. With Google's switch to Android iOS app. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's about time they did something like this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Samsung already has one, I think. Um,
Yep.
Apple
I
has
heard
had
about
one
that.
on Android for ages, but now you actually have an app on Android. No, sorry, on iPhone to switch to Android. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy. But
Somebody
let me ask
somebody said
you.
in the comments here, they're like, the only thing this doesn't explain is why you would want to do this. It's true.
That was
It's
my
true.
question to you. That was my question to you.
Why would somebody want to do this?
Seriously. I mean, God, we have it so good. We have it so good. I don't know. I mean, people have done it. People have done it.
I've
So
done it. Would have
yeah,
been nice.
yeah.
I mean, I switched. Actually, when I switched to the Pixel, it wasn't that hard. I think I just like connected the two phones together.
That's one phone that I keep saying that I want to try, and I haven't.
The
Um,
Pixel.
it'll happen. It'll happen at some point.
One day.
Especially if I want to try the watch. You know.
Yeah, you'll need
Um,
that.
I still don't understand. Conversation for another day, but I still don't understand why they don't have support to try it with an iPhone. But whatever.
Well, I mean, people can say the same thing about Apple Watch and Android, but um,
True. True.
I think it's a bit different though, because Apple has always been known to lock people into an ecosystem, and then
Yeah.
Google has kind of been like, "Oh yeah, use what you want," but now they're
Yeah.
trying to like
Exactly.
make their own ecosystem. It'd be interesting if it only worked with Google Pixel phones. That'd be funny.
Dude.
But
Can you
anyway,
imagine? Can you imagine?
they,
Wow.
I mean, Google could do that. They own
No.
Android. They
Yeah.
can literally do that. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I was having some discussions with people the past couple of days who were like, "Oh yeah," like I asked if there's like any Android manufacturer. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was basically trying to make a point that there is nobody who's really trying to compete with Apple in terms of ecosystem as good as
Mm-hmm.
Apple does it. And people are like, "Oh yeah,
Yes.
Xiaomi does it. Oh, Huawei does it." And it's like, no, not exactly,
Boy,
because
please.
they don't, or even Samsung, they don't make their own software. They use Android, which has restrictions. They're not
Jesus.
like, and the
Yeah.
software and
No.
the hardware aren't as optimized for each other as they could be, and things like that. It's like,
Right. Right.
anyway,
Oh god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There is nothing as good as Apple. Nothing.
it just works.
Um, you know, and not even Google. Not even. I'm sorry. Not even
I mean, yeah, I
Google.
mean, Google's
Google.
making steps
Listen.
in the right direction, but they're still. I think
Yes.
they're the
Yes.
only company who can really achieve what Apple achieves.
Right.
Just because
Exactly.
they built the software and the hardware, and they can build them together, make them fully optimized, make it work completely flawlessly. Even though
Yeah.
iOS Apple has had a bit of a rough couple of years with that, but
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Anywho,
Um.
moving
but
on. Um, so Apple patents dual Pro stand for the Studio Display and Pro Display XDR. This is
wow.
funny because like the stand for the Pro
I
Display
saw it.
XDR right now is $1,000. How much is this gonna be?
3,000.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past them. So that
No,
means
I wouldn't.
somebody's
I
gonna
wouldn't,
spend somebody's gonna spend 12 grand on two Pro Display XDRs plus 3
bro.
grand on this. So like
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
15 grand
Yeah,
just for two monitors and a stand. Like, wow,
no,
that would be very
no.
bad. It probably won't cost
Uh,
that much, but still, like,
RIP bank account.
I'm not even. I'm never gonna buy a Pro Display XDR.
Me either.
At
No,
least at full price. Like, nah. Like I've seen
no.
them in the Apple store. They look really nice.
Oh
Nah,
yeah, dude,
too
dude.
expensive.
When I went into get the 13 Pro, I was actually near one, and I'm just like, this would be so much better than my TV that I have. Because literally, for those who don't know and those who are watching, I do have a TV as a second monitor. uh, and I'm not ashamed about it. You know what? I work with what I have. Once this thing um, once this thing dies on me, then I'll get a proper uh, monitor. But
Or just use the TV behind you.
or that I have thought about that. Actually, before having the setup over there, I have my couch over there, and that would have been perfect for so many things. Like I thought of one day, I was over there just playing games, and I'm like, you know what? Nobody's online. I should just connect my computer and go ahead and edit some videos and stuff. And I thought about connecting the computer to the TV and editing that way because it would have been so cool. But I was just like, you know what? Too much work. No thanks. But yeah, I have thought about that. I actually thought about, and I did do it in the past. Having when I was doing live streams, I would have the live stream play on the TV so I could see how everything looks and sounds. You know, so it would be cool. It'd be cool. I wish I could put that TV up here, but
That'll be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. I think the whole wall would come crashing down.
Probably. Yeah.
But hey.
Anyway, do you want to introduce the next topic?
Sure. What number are we on? I just lost my place.
We are on 8.
8. So next topic we have here, iPad Mini 7 with 120 hertz promotion. Unlikely, says an a display analyst. What are your thoughts, Benjy?
I mean, it's kind of sad how 120 hertz isn't coming to the iPad Mini, but also makes sense.
Right.
Because, like, it's ProMotion. I think for at least a while, I think, like, the regular devices, like the base model iPhones, the base model iPads, they're all still going to have 60 hertz. I wish they could bump it up to 90 hertz. I think that's what Apple might do at some point. But I don't think 120 hertz will be coming to the iPad Mini anytime soon. Like somebody was saying a few weeks ago that it was going to have 120 hertz. The iPad Mini 7 was going to have 120 hertz, but then another person came out and said no, it's not going to happen. Like I think,
I mean,
Ross Young said that he'd be surprised, and he's a pretty reliable Apple leaker.
Yeah. He's actually becoming more and more reliable and known, as I've seen him in a lot of podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think his track record is really good. I think on Apple Track he's like 90 something percent accurate. So
I thought it was 100.
He was 100, and then something. I think with the, I think he said the Apple Watch was going to be square.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of, I think he's 97 point something percent now.
Damn.
That's so funny though, how like everybody just got that wrong. Everyone's like, oh yeah, square Apple Watch coming. Nope.
And then all of a sudden, I remember just watching that event and being like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I remember that as well. I was in the car and my dad was driving. I was like, what? What is this? And he's like, what happened? Oh yeah, everybody was saying the Apple was gonna look like this. The most round design we've ever created, or something like that. They said. Moving on to the next topic. So everything Apple gift cards are now available in several European countries. I didn't even know this was a thing. So basically, what Apple has done is they've combined all of their gift cards into one. So now you no longer have to buy an iTunes gift card. And I go, oh, I want to buy something at the Apple Store, but you can't. Or you buy an Apple Store gift card and you're like, oh, I want to buy something in iTunes, but you can't. Now you just buy one gift card and give it to your friend, your mom, your dad, your sibling, or whatever, and they can literally use it for anything Apple. And this is now available in some countries in the US, in Europe, like the UK. So I'm pretty hyped about that. So now there's another thing that I can get friends and family and stuff.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's my when it comes to the U.S. That's gonna be my Christmas gift.
Just get
Instead
a
of that,
what $1,000 gift. No,
don't tempt me, Benji.
but a lot of Apple gift cards.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I like. You know what? Like honestly, don't get me wrong. I like getting actual things, but it's better at this point, and especially at our ages, I feel like it's better to give somebody a gift card. That
Or
way
just
they can
money.
buy or money. Yeah, exactly. And have them buy whatever they want with it. Because
I think so.
honestly,
Yeah.
like, especially when it comes to like clothing and stuff, you know, people are like, "Oh, last time I saw him, he was this size, so I'll get him that." You don't know that if you, especially if you haven't seen the person in a while. So just just get them money and they can go off and buy whatever they want for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just my thought.
Yeah. I
I,
agree.
and honestly, nowadays, it's for me, either Apple or Amazon. I'm happy with. I mean, depending on how much money, then I'll probably go bankrupt, but I don't care. You know what? I'll use that. Sometimes I'll even use all the money in one day. I'm not kidding. I have done that before. I have done that before.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm guilty
So.
of that too.
So hey, but
Do you want to move on to the
uh,
next?
sure. So new version of the original HomePod to return next year.
Woo!
Yay!
Exciting stuff.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is pretty exciting if you want a bigger version. But I honestly feel like I have the HomePod Mini and I love it. Um, I don't think I would really care for a bigger version. Um,
Yeah, I think this HomePod, they need to price it right this time because last time it was like
yes,
what 329, something crazy like
yes,
that. Nobody wanted to buy it, and everybody who bought it, they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, this is
yeah.
overpriced." It was kind of like the AirPods Max, but
Hmm.
but less
Yeah,
extreme because
right,
like it was still a high price.
right.
Like of course, I'm sure it was a great speaker. Like I only tried it in Apple stores and stuff, but looked like a very nice speaker. But honestly, for that much, nah. Especially now that you have the HomePod
No,
Mini,
no,
like
yeah,
most people
exactly.
are okay with having the HomePod Mini, unless you have huge rooms or you want to get like some good speakers for your TV.
Yep.
These are a great option. Like you could get two of these HomePods and you're set. Um, but I mean, it'll be good to see it refreshed, even though
Hmm.
it's been like completely
Hmm.
discontinued. Um, I think, yeah. I mean, I don't know what position I'll be in when this comes out, but if I do have
Exactly.
my own place, depends how big, I might get a HomePod or a HomePod Mini or whatever. We'll see.
Now, what are your
Um,
thoughts on? I've heard that this would probably be colored. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm all for it. I love the colored HomePod
Yeah,
Mini. I
yeah,
think having more colors is cooler, especially if you're like building out a house or an apartment or something, and you want things to match.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then I think it would be nice if it did come in multiple colors, just like the HomePod Mini. Like in an ideal world, I've said it before, you can buy
Hmm.
an Apple device in like a number of different colors, and then you could buy
Yep,
another Apple device in the exact same shade, another Apple device in the exact same shade. Like you can have an iMac in orange, an iPhone in orange, an Apple Watch in orange, and a HomePod Mini in orange,
yep.
Apple TV maybe in orange or whatever.
That what's the next thing that they have to color? It's the Apple TV. Um, I think
MacBook
that's it,
Pro.
right? MacBook Pro. Yep, yep.
I mean, there's a lot of
Um,
devices that could like AirPods as well.
yes, AirPods for sure, for sure.
Because I mean, just having them white, like we don't even have black AirPods.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
My friend was showing me a knockoff version of the AirPods that he has, and I'm just like, what? I picked up the case thinking it was like the AirPods. Dude, this thing is not like the AirPods. This thing is like so hard to open to the point where I almost broke it trying to open it. I was just like, bruh, you need the real deal. He was like, oh, this is the only thing I can afford. I'm like, god damn. If this feels as cheap as it does, I wouldn't want to hear the sound of it. I'm sorry, but
It
no, I'm all
sounds
set.
terrible.
I've heard fake AirPods. My friend had a pair, and I tried them at the gym, and I'm just like, what? I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
same.
these are fake, but like, what? Yeah, no thanks. And she's just like walking out at the gym with them, and I'm just like, how can you enjoy music with that? I couldn't.
So one day, like, I want AirPods, but they're too expensive. Oh, let's go to
Yeah,
Wish.com.
exactly.
Here's a
Exactly.
really nice pair of AirPod, like fake pods pro.
I think I actually have a video on them, and I literally called it fake pods. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm all set. But anyway, you want to go on the next one, or you have more
Yeah,
to?
sure. Nah, that's it. So
All right.
Apple executive says Samsung copied the iPhone and simply put a bigger screen around it. There's been a lot of like
Yeah.
controversy
Yeah.
going around
Yeah.
about this, um, since it was like the iPhone's 15th anniversary the other day of like the first day it was
Yep.
on sale. Um, and yeah, some guy from Apple was like, "Oh yeah, Samsung basically copied us, but like put a bigger screen around it." They technically did, because like if you go and
And the
see
bigger home button.
and
And
a
the
bigger
bigger
home
home
button.
button.
That's true. Um, like if you go back in time and you look at like Samsung phones before the iPhone, they all look terrible. They look old. But
Mm-hmm.
then the
Mm-hmm.
iPhone
Mm-hmm.
comes out and they're like, "Oh wow, amazing! Let's copy them and just put a bigger screen on it." Because Steve
Yep.
Jobs isn't going to make a bigger screen because he's already anti big screen. Um, so yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, and it's funny to see all the
Yeah.
backlash that it's getting. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, no, Samsung innovation, blah blah blah." It's nah. Like the smartphone market completely
Please.
no, the mobile phone market completely changed when the iPhone
Oh
first came out.
yeah.
Everybody
Oh
started doing it.
yeah.
And then we even saw like with the iPhone 10, you got the first iPhone with the notch, the bezel-less display, no home button, and then what happens go like 5 years down the line and every phone manufacturer and their dog are creating phones like that. Do you have any other thoughts on this before we move on? Like,
No, I did not.
all right. Well, moving on. Inflation strikes the iPhone, well, strikes Apple in China. Um, not China, sorry, Japan, different country. Um, so Apple apparently has increased the prices in Japan
Yep.
by up to 25%.
Wow.
Like that
Wow.
is crazy. So like previously an iPhone 13 was like 730 US dollars in
Mm-hmm.
Japan, but it's now 870,
Wow.
which is insane. And like I saw some people say, "Oh yeah, Japan's not even that big of a market for Apple," but like apparently Apple is dominating the smartphone market in Japan by like a huge margin. Um,
Damn.
I could be wrong, maybe it was wrong, but um, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think it sucks how like prices are like even here in the UK, like prices for Apple devices have gone up. Um,
Yeah.
for like at least the newer products that have come out, they're starting to raise the prices for them again, and I guess it all is because of inflation. It costs more to ship things, and um yeah, it's not great, but 25%, it's like
Bruh.
ouch, that's painful.
Bruh. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too bad, but do you do you have any other any thoughts on like Apple raising prices and stuff, or
No, not really. Except they're just nuts. like
yeah,
I
no,
just said.
I mean, to be honest, I don't exactly blame him because I think everybody's raising prices.
Oh,
Like,
oh yeah, yeah. Everything's going up. It's just like, god damn.
I just hope wages start going up because, like, especially
Seriously,
here in the UK,
seriously.
a lot of people have been struggling here in the UK. Like, I hear people
No,
complain about it all the
yeah.
time. 'Cause, like,
I was having a conversation.
fuel prices here are insane
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Like, it's £2 per liter, which is around, like, $2.50 per liter,
yeah,
which means it's around, like, $10 a gallon or something. It's like
dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. The same thing in Portugal. I was having a conversation with my family, and they were telling me like they don't get paid enough um, to live life. Like they seriously don't, and it's just really sad.
yeah, and the
You
crazy
know?
thing is, like, especially with fuel and stuff, most of it is
Yes.
tax. So, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like the fuel price is going up. It's like the government's like, "Oh, yo, let's charge more money." They make the price of everything go up. It's like, no, because I think it's like 50% of the price, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was more. I think it was 70. I don't know. Is just tax, which is
Yeah.
insane. Which is making everything go.
That's
Oh, the price of everything go up. Because
yeah.
like
No,
to transport things, what do you use? You use
bro.
fuel. So of course, food's gonna get more expensive. Phones
Right.
are more expensive. It sucks, but I guess that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Uh.
Anywho's, do you wanna talk about the next topic? We're almost done here.
Sure. Yes. So, um, I love what the title says here. Delete TikTok from app stores, says FCC commissioner to Apple and Google. So, um, I'm not sure if I said this when we were recording, but my little cousin loves TikTok, and she was actually planning to start doing videos. And I was telling her like pretty soon that those things are all going away. And her response to me was, "Then why the heck did they create it in the first place?" And I'm just like, I don't know, like I don't know what to tell you. But like it's just crazy to me that half the content that's on there is still on there. It's just like, bro, no, this is not the way that you're supposed to be using TikTok.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think the reason why they want to get rid of it, like I think it was President Trump was trying to get TikTok banned already because
yes,
of
yes,
all the information that TikTok collects, which is kind of scary. They
yeah,
they know
no,
exactly what you want to watch, and like
yes,
people stay on TikTok for hours, and like all of this information is going back to the Chinese government and things, which is not good. And so
mm-hmm,
basically, what the
yep,
FCC commissioner wants Apple and Google to do is to delete it from the App Store, just so this isn't an issue anymore. But I think TikTok just needs to like kind of double down on like the amount of information they actually give to the
yeah,
government, because like
mm-hmm,
it is kind of scary that China knows so much about us now. Um, but I mean, I don't think banning the app is going to do any good, because there's a lot of people now that are starting to build full-time
yeah,
careers on TikTok as well. Like you have to
right,
consider that. It's like if you get rid of TikTok on the App Store and the Play Store, not only do you have a lot of creators who now will have to go out and find a job. Like, of course, if you're a content creator, don't settle on just one platform. It's a good idea to
yes,
branch out,
yes,
like have a TikTok, have an Instagram, have a YouTube, Twitter, things like that. Just branch out as much as you can, build online products and
right,
stuff. Because like this
right,
could happen to you, where the
yeah,
government's like, oh, no more. Like we saw this happen with Vine. Like
mm-hmm,
Twitter
mm-hmm,
bought Vine. Vine was going so well, people were starting to use it more and more, and then Twitter's like, nah, let's just get rid of Vine. And there goes the income. I don't even think people were making that much income, but from sponsorships and stuff, people were. So there goes that platform, and some people migrated to YouTube, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul and people like that,
yep,
and
yep,
Zach King, a lot of different people. So I think even even if this does end up happening, I don't think it's going to have too big of an impact, because we've already got Instagram, and Instagram's basically becoming the same thing as TikTok now. So Mark Zuckerberg's going to be happy,
oh
but
yeah,
the thing is, Meta is collecting information as well, and who are they selling their information to?
right,
China.
right,
So
right,
like, it's not like they're going to make things any better. They'd have to ban, if
no,
they're banning
no,
TikTok, they have to go and ban Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and everything as well. Because like even WeChat and a bunch of other apps that are from China, because yeah, why ban one platform when
yeah, exactly.
It's crazy though how like
No,
an app
yeah.
like
Oh
TikTok has
yeah.
such an influence on like
Dude, like it's just oh my god. And another thing that I think that should happen, I don't know if they have it, um, is an age limit. Is an age limit because honestly, like I think that when especially for YouTube, um, let's say kids are watching one thing, and something else pops up, they're gonna want to go to that thing, and they're not supposed to watch that. So I think that they
I
need
think
to
there are
correct that.
I don't know about TikTok, but on YouTube there are like parental like controls that
Yeah,
you can set and stuff.
yeah.
I'm not sure TikTok has those because
No,
yeah,
I
it
don't think so.
makes sense
I
because there
really
are
don't
some
think
videos
so.
sometimes that are kind of like, should a child be
Because
watching that or
yeah, exactly, exactly. Because and that's another thing. Like, you know, people learn things from that, especially kids, and it's just like no, no, But there needs to be some changes, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
yeah. So I guess
Um,
before we wrap up the episode, we have another news story. It's Android related this time for once. Did you have something else you wanted to say? I feel like I cut
no,
you off there. All right.
nope.
So the Nothing Phone 1 is a phone that a lot of people are talking about. It's kind of an interesting phone because people are like calling it a flagship. Some people are calling it not a flagship and things like that. Mainly because it's got like mid-range specs, but like some of the specs aren't mid-range as well. It's kind of weird. We
Yep.
still I don't think have any details on like how much it's gonna cost. We just know that it's gonna have like a Snapdragon 778G plus, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
which is a mid-range smartphone chip. The design of the phone looks pretty weird but cool at the same time. It looks kind of like an iPhone 12, but with flashy
Mm-hmm.
lights on the back. Um,
Yeah. I do like those flashy lights. I gotta tell you, I think
yeah,
that is a really cool touch.
I
Um,
think so as well.
but like you're saying, it looks too much like an iPhone 12. I looked at that phone and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, like the first time I saw it, I was like, "Is this an iPhone 12 with like a transparent skin on it?"
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, whoa.
But honestly,
Yeah,
it's like it's just another phone. I'm not really excited about it to be honest. It's another
not me either.
um like startup. Like we've seen other startups like this before.
Yeah.
I guess there have been some successful ones. There have been some not so successful ones. Like the Essential phone was a really cool phone.
Yes.
I think it was one of the best Android
Yes.
phones of its time. A lot of people disagree on that, but I think some of the ways that they approach the design and everything really unique. And I think this is kind of the same, except like from the front, it looks just like any other Android phone on the market. On the
Yeah.
back, it looks like
It
an iPhone
does.
12. Yes, it's got those flashy lights, but I think it's mostly got like gimmicks because like even like it's got custom ringtones and stuff like that. It's more of a
Mm-hmm.
gimmick phone, I think, than anything. Um, and we'll see how it sells and how it goes, but I'm not really excited about it. I don't care if it's mid-range or anything. Yes, it
No, me either.
may compete with like the Pixel 6a and the iPhone SE, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it will because it's not even going to be available in the US. I think I heard from yeah, it won't be launching in the
Yeah.
US, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird.
No, I did hear that. I
Which I
did
think
hear
is
that.
it's one of the biggest smartphone markets in the world. It's like why wouldn't you be selling to that market? Instead, they're selling like around Europe and other places. I don't know if it's going to be available in China, but still.
But I'm still sure people are gonna manage to get it from there to here
Oh yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
You
for
know.
sure. I think so as well.
But
But
um,
yeah, Nothing Phone 1. It's going to be interesting to see how these things sell, how the company goes. I don't think it's going to last long personally. Like we've already
no.
seen it. The smartphone market is way too oversaturated right now.
What?
I think if there's a company that can make a smartphone and kind of succeed with it, I think it's Tesla.
Oh yeah. Oh
Just cuz
yeah.
like the way Elon Musk thinks, he like the way he builds things and everything is very kind of like outside of the box.
Mhm.
I think if Tesla were to make a smartphone, it would be revolutionary, and it wouldn't be something like this that's literally the same thing as everything else, except with a couple of gimmicks like flashing lights. Wow, that's gonna change the way I use my phone. That's gonna be that's a feature I need, and I can't. Nobody's gonna copy.
Right, exactly. Um, no, I honestly like that's gonna be a phone for some people, but like I think it's gonna be discontinued very fast, very fast,
Yeah, I don't know how long the company's gonna
and
last.
especially what software is it running?
Android.
Yeah,
I
so
think it's their own skin of Android, but still.
so yeah, that explains it all. uh, ladies and gentlemen, get an iPhone. Just
Or
saying.
just an Android phone that you know is going to be supported for years
Right,
and it's going to be good,
right.
like a Pixel or a Samsung phone or whatever. Don't
Exactly,
buy a nothing phone.
exactly. Because it's
But anyway,
literally worth nothing.
oh yeah, exactly. Literally nothing. Um, but yeah, any last thoughts or anything else you want to share, Taylor, before we wrap today's episode up?
No, no. But I just do want to say thank you, Benji, for another great episode. I know you usually thank me, but I'm thanking you. And as far as the things that we did discuss in the beginning of the episode with my AirPods 3, I will give you guys an update on the next episode, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. And more tech news.
Yes. And as always, links for everything we mentioned will be in the description below. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. If you have any guests that you would like us to feature, or you are someone who would like to be on the show, and you're an Apple fan especially, let us know. Even if you're not a content creator, we love to have conversations with people about the way they use Apple devices and get some of their thoughts on different news topics.
Exactly.
I think that's everything. This was episode 37, I believe, of the Tech Unlocked podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
See you guys.